Most people live life by chance. They've got goals, they've got dreams, they've got ambitions, but they don't have a plan. I'm about to share with you my 7-step plan to help you create your fantastic future. I've used this with everyday people just like you and me, but also high-flying business executives and world and Olympic champions. You can use these steps to help you become famous, to be a bodybuilder, to help you be successful in your business, or just help you be the very, very best that you can be. So what is your personal development plan for you to create your fantastic future? Look, a great life, it doesn't happen by chance, it happens by design. And there are so many things in the world today that have been designed by man. But when it comes to you designing your life, we need to look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. And I'm going to take you through 7 really important steps to help you put that plan in place. So if you're ready, say you're ready. Fantastic, I'm ready too. Let's start off with the first step. The first step is all about questions. What type of questions? Well, the question is, where are you now? How do you feel about where you are right now? And how is your future looking based on your current behaviors? I think if we're being brutally honest, so many people aren't living the future that they want. And if we wake up to the reality of we aren't where we want to be, it kind of puts us in a place where maybe we start to realize that we actually have a choice. And I encourage you to write this down. Your future is definitely, it's not written down somewhere, and you have the power to change. I often say to the people that I work with, even if it was written down somewhere, would you like to read it? Chances are no, you'd like to be actively involved in creating the life that you want. Look, there's an amazing quote by Dan Gilbert who says, human beings are works in progress who mistakenly think they are finished. We are what the Greeks called teleological. Telos is the word. We are goal-centered creatures. So it's absolutely essential that you take some time to answer some questions about where you are and where you want to go. The next step in creating this plan is to know that what got you here to this point in your life, it's not necessarily going to get you there. Now, this might seem a bit strange because a plan, often people think I do this, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Look, before we put the plan in place, there's some absolutely essential components that we need to put our head around. So knowing what got you here and knowing what is going to get you there, what is going to get you there is something different. And as human beings, we don't tend to like change. There is a part of us that wants to defend who we think we are. And if you don't put some thought into this, what's going to happen is your future will be very similar to where you are today. It's all about 2 things, the hero's journey and creating a new identity. So let me ask you, what's your favorite film that you've ever seen in your life? Is it Rocky? Is it Harry Potter? Lord of the Rings? Alice in Wonderland? Every single one of these films takes people on a very similar journey. It's called the hero's journey. Someone is called to an adventure, but guess what? They don't want to go. Why? Well, they're often frightened. They want to stay within their zone of comfort, but they get a coach or a mentor and they cross to a place they've not been before. In the film Lord of the Rings, there is a scene where 2 of the characters, Frodo and Sam Gamgee, come to an end of a field. And one of them says to the other one, we haven't been past this place before. This is a point that we've never passed. Now just imagine if they hadn't actually gone past that point. They could have said, yeah, you're right, let's go home. You wouldn't have watched the film. Now, why am I telling you this? It's absolutely essential that you see what you're about to embark upon as a hero's journey that is going to be what? Is going to be challenge. It's going to be a challenge to you. With every film that you've probably seen in your life, you have to face something. You have to face something that is difficult. And if you really want to put this plan in place, it's essential that you know that on this journey, you are going to face obstacles. This is WOOP, W-O-O-P. What's the wish? What do you wish for on your development plan? Where is this going for you? What are the outcomes that you're looking for? And when we talk about outcomes, for most people, the outcomes that we're looking for is in the big three. We talk about this on pretty every single one of our YouTube videos. What are the outcomes that you're looking for with your health? What are the outcomes that you're looking for with your relationships? What are the outcomes that you're looking for with your wealth and your work as you go on this hero's journey? This is the wish for these areas, the outcomes for these areas, and the O is the obstacles. What are the obstacles that you're going to face along the way? There's an old Chinese proverb that says, a path with no obstacles doesn't go anywhere. But I really encourage you to think about the obstacles aren't in the way, they are the way. And if you could think about maybe some of the obstacles that you've faced before, one of the biggest obstacles is the fact that when you go on this journey, you might not feel like doing many of the things that you know that you need to do to help you move your life in the direction that you want to go. So it's essential that you see this, that difficulties are there because it's part of the journey and it's essential. This is probably the most essential component of putting a plan in place. It's knowing that you need a new identity. What does this mean? Well, this is one of the most fascinating words that I've ever come across, identity. If you trace back the origins of this word, it basically means your repeated beingness. What does that mean? It means you keep being who you think you are. And if you identify yourself with someone who isn't capable of achieving what you want to achieve, then history repeats itself. It is an essential component of creating a plan, of creating your fantastic future, to identify with who you are becoming. This is you today. And this is you today, and this is you in the future. This is you with a Superman cape on. This is you who is better, stronger, has achieved more than what you've achieved at this current moment, has what you want to have in these particular areas, and you're going to start acting like this person. Look, you might have heard of an actor called Matthew McConaughey, who won an Oscar Best Actor in 2014. And if you watch his acceptance speech, it's absolutely fascinating. He thanks many of the people who helped him get to that point, but he talks about who he's chasing. He says he's chasing his future self. His future self is better, is a better actor, is a better human being, and that is who he is becoming. I promise you, from having worked in the field of personal development for way over 30 years, this is the secret sauce. There's no point having a plan if you don't identify with who you are actually becoming. Once you have that in place, then you can move on to the stage of working backwards. Look, if I could take you into the future so you could see it and see you having the results that you want, and then we could work backwards so you could actually start to see all of the things that you needed to do to put in place to make that happen, then that's the plan. That's what we have to execute. And there's no surprise here that it's the little things that are done every single day that bring about the compounding effect. You remember what I said back here, that one of the biggest challenges that many of the times that when you're on this journey, you don't feel like doing what you know that you need to do. The real challenge that you face is to do the little things every single day over an extended period of time. That's the plan. That brings about the magnificence of what you're truly capable of doing. And what I want to just add to this point is something that I was talking to one of the people I coached this morning about, being positively dissatisfied. What does that mean? It means that you know there's always progress to be made. And always having this dissatisfaction about where you are, not to the point where you're unhappy, but you always know that there's something you can do to keep moving you forwards. You want to win. There's no question about it. You want to win. But that word win, winning is not a destination. The word winning means that when you're striving and struggling towards something, it's not something that you feel that you've got to that point and that's it. And with winning, something else you could say to yourself is, what's important now? Every single day, when you have your plan in place, you know the things that you need to do every single day. Every day you can ask yourself the question, what is important now? So the last step is about working the plan. Look, the purpose of setting a goal is to win the game. The purpose of building a system is to continue to play the game. As I just said, this is not about a destination. This is about constant and never-ending improvement. And you've got to stick to the process, especially when you don't feel like it. Of all the successful people I've ever worked with, I can tell you, they all have a process and they stick to it. It's called the law of compounding. It's the tiny things that are done over an extended period of time that lead to massive, massive results. Look, we are made to grow. We are made to dance. We are made to move. We are made to create. We are made to evolve. And the more you stick to the process, the quicker you're going to change your life, change the narrative, change the story that you have been telling yourself for many years. I really encourage you to practice being comfortably uncomfortable and going to work and bringing this plan into place every single day. I'd love to know, make a comment below. What's your biggest takeaway from what I have just shared with you? Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.